Hello guys, welcome you back to my channel. On today's video I'll be showing you how to make this beautiful and very stylish crop top. It's an off shoulder crop top with a puff sleeve, and it's also going to have a band at the sleeve, okay, and as well a mini skirt, okay. Yes, so I'm making use of this beautiful fabric. I'm using this, but before that I would like to use my pattern paper to draft out the top part of this dress. So I'm taking away 6 inches. So placing my tape at the 6 inches mark, I'll mark my chest line. My chest line here is 9, and the length of the top is going to be 16 inches. I'll also add extra allowances at the lower part, okay? So, but I'll do that when I'm transferring it on my fabric, okay? I'll just repeat the same process here so that I can get a straight line. So coming down here from my shoulder, I'll put in my shoulder. I'm going to work with shoulder measurement. Remember, is your shoulder divided by 2, then you minus 2 inches, 1.5 or 2 inches when you are cutting an off shoulder up top. So for here, I'm using 5 inches. I'll mark 5 inches here. Then at this chest line, this is my chest line, this is my waistline. At this chest line, I'm going to input my bust measurement, which is 34 divided by 4. I have 8.5. So I'll mark 8.5 here plus an extra 2 inches of allowance. Okay, so I'm going to take this, connect it to my bust line, a curve. Then coming down here, because we want to create a little bit of cup effect, ordinarily I should just put in my neckline and connect it here, but because we want to create a little bit of a cup effect on the upper part of this top, so I'm going to come here now at this top and I will move downwards by 1.5 inch, 1 inch or 1.5 inch. So I'm moving down by 1.5 inch. Take note of it. At this 1.5 inch, I will move inwards again by half of an inch or 3/4, but I will do 3/4 inch. Okay, so the distance from here to here is going to be like the deepness of your on the cleavage part. Okay, so you can decide to do 1 inch as well. Why here is the distance between the two the distance between the center point of your top, okay. Yes, so I'm moving here by 3/4 of an inch. So what I'm going to do is from this point I'll just create a curve to meet this point here. So just gently create a curve. So this curve I'm creating, I'll just blend it, of course blend it to my armhole line. That's it. It's that simple. Very, very simple. Okay, so the next thing I'll do, I already have my measurement for my bust here. I'll just fix in my waist measurement, which is 30. If I divide it by 2, I have 7.5, and of course I add the extra 2 inches of allowance. So I'll just connect the points together, and believe it or not, we're done. The next thing I'll do now is to cut this off. So here it is. So if I open it up, you can see the way it's looking already. You can see this, okay. So in cutting out for my back piece, I'm just going to first of all put in my zipper allowance. So I'm putting in a zipper allowance of 1.5 inch. So here is the zipper allowance. So I'll come Here I'm putting my measurements. Remember, at the 6 inches mark, I'll take note of the chest line, which is at 9, and here I have the length of the top. Remember, like I said, if you are placing it on the fabric, I'll add my extra allowance on the fabric as well. So here is the chest line. So for this back piece, it's going to be a straight line cut. So depending on how deep I want it to be, I can actually work with this chest line here, but I want it to go up a bit. So I'll just place at my 6 inches mark. Say I want to work with 8 inches. I want 8 inches to be the neck depth. Okay, so I'm working with 8 inches. So I'm just going to, mark 8 inches here. I'll mark 8 inches. So this is how deep I want the back side to be at this 8 inches mark. Okay, yes. So I'm going to come here and take note of the shoulder measurement I'm working, which is 5, right? Just as we did for the front piece, I'm also making use of 5 here. So I'm just going to take this 5 and connect it to the chest line. So at this chest line, of course, the shoulder measurement is 8 point. The bust measurement is 8.5 plus 2 inches of allowance. So I'll take it from here all the way to the bust line here. Okay, don't forget, because I want it to be a straight cut, it's not going to have that curve, not like we are putting it on a handle. This thing is in form of a tube kind of. Okay, so it's not going to have a strip or whatever at the back, right? It's just going to be a flat cut, just like a tube. Okay, so that's why I'm coming that. Unlike the front piece, we created a little bit of cup effect on the front piece. For here, I want the deepness to be 8 inches. That's why I came down here, and from this 8 inches neckline, I just took the armhole curve to the bust measurement here. That's it. It's that simple. Okay, then coming down here to the waistline, I'll also put the waist measurement, which is 7.5 plus, of course, the 2 inches of allowance. So I'll just connect this together, and that's it, guys. We're done. The next now is just to cut this out. So I'll come to this zipper line. I'll mark my bust span measurement 3.5. That's 7 divided by 2, 3.5 plus 0.5 inches of allowance, making it 4. So I'll just mark 4 inches here so that I can cut through. So here, I'm going to be cutting through here. So I'll just, cut through here. And of course, I'm going to also, sew it back to give me that effect. So don't forget, here is the zipper allowance. Okay, so here it is. You can see this for the back piece, the 2 center piece, and of course the 2 back piece. So this is how the back piece looks like, and of course this is it for the front piece. So what I'm going to do now is just to transfer this piece to my fabric. Okay, I will cut it all out, and I'm also going to be cutting it alongside a lining as well. Okay, yes. So after that, I'm just going to turn it all together. Okay, yes, that's what I'm going to do. Then for this front piece, I'm not going to have any cut like a kind of breast cut. What I'm going to do, I'm going to be fixing in a side dart. Okay, so I'll just take from this point, I'll take note of my bust point measurements. Okay, so from here at this 6 inches mark, remember these are 6 inches. If I take note of my bust point measurement, which is 10.5 here, so that's 10.5 here. Okay, you can see this at 10.5. So this is my bust point measurement. So I'm going to take my side dart here. I'll take my dart this way. So I'll just come in, say like 5 inch. Can you see this? At this bust point measurement, I'll come in like 5 inch. Then I would from here I'll move backward, say at 1 inch here. Then on this side, I'll take half of an inch on both sides. And this is it. It's quite simple. So you can see this is good. This is how I'm going to fit in my side dart. Okay, so once I'm done turning it with the lining, I'm just going to be sewing this part this way. I'm going to be sewing it. You can see the same thing I'll also be doing at the other side. I'll also locate the bust point measurement at 10.5. So I'm going to be having it at my side dart. Then after that, I'll also come to the center. Here is the center of the top. I will notch it to get the center right. Then at this center point, I will also take the bust span measurement on both sides, which is going to be 7.5 divided by 2, 3.5, right? Plus 0.5 inch of allowance. So I'll take note of my bust span measurement on both sides. You can see this. Then I'll just sew like say 3 inches or 3.5 inches upward. So this 3.5 inches. This is 3.5 inches. What I'm showing now is exactly what I'm going to be doing on my fabric. So I'm just taking this, you see this, at 3.5 inches mark. Then I will take half inch on both sides. So you can see this. So here I will have a side dart on both sides. Then I'll also have a dart at this part. Okay, so at the end of the day, this is going to give me a little bit of cup effect. Okay, that's the essence of it. When I'm done sewing it, you're going to see it will give me a little bit of cup effect on my top. Okay, instead of having a breast cut and all that. So this is it. This is how it looks. Okay, now of course the back piece. Yeah, so that's what I'm going to do. Then for the second, which is going to be the mini skirt, I have a video on how to draft out a skirt, okay, which is very very easy and straightforward. Okay, I'm going to link it up in the description box. Okay, it's for a short skirt. If you want a longer one, all you need to do is just increase your length. If you want it shorter, you will reduce your length. It's as simple as that. So and here guys, here is the piece. I'm done turning it all with the lining. You can see this. Look at the back piece. You can see how it's looking already. Still going to trim out excesses at the lower part. You can see the front piece. See the side that I fixed in here, just like I showed you here. You can see the lower part of it as well. Looking at it at front, so this is what I was saying, is giving it a little bit of cup effect. You can see even without putting a breast cup, you can see it's giving it a cup effect to accommodate the boobs. You can see this. Okay, so this is quite it. Yeah, so that's it for this. And for the skirts, I also turn it all with the lining. This is for the back piece and this is for the front piece. So the next thing left for me now is just to join these sides together. I'll just place the back piece over the front piece. You can see this, but before that, I'll fix in my zipper at this back piece. I will fix in my zipper here. Then I'll take the measurements of the sides. Okay, taking your measurements, I'll join the sides. Then at the end of the day, I'll close up the edges by folding it in half of an inch, whichever way. You can choose to fix a band at the lower part if you want. Okay, you can choose to just hem the lower part of it. So that will be the only thing left now, will be to cut out the sleeve for this front piece now. So that would be the only thing left. And for this skirt, the same thing as well. I'm also going to fix a zipper at the back. I'll fix a zipper at the back piece. Then I'm also going to take the measurements and close up the sides. Then after that, I will clean up the edges by using a band to close it all up. So that will be it. It's that simple. So the next thing I'm going to show you now is to cut out the sleeve for this top. So in cutting out my sleeve, the length of the sleeve I'm working with is 26 inches. Remembering that the lower part of the sleeve is going to have a band at the wrist, so and I want the width of the band to be like 3 inches. 3 inches is fine for me. So if I take away the 3 inches band, if I take it away from the length of the sleeve of 26, I'm left with 23, right? Okay. I also split it into two. One part is going to be for the puff, and the other part is going to be a straight one. So from the top, that's the shoulder cut, where you're going to be fixing the sleeve at the top part. From there to the biceps area is going to be like say 5 inches, 5 to 6 inches. I'll work with 5 inches. So if I take away 5 inches from the 23, that means I'm left with 18. So 18 is going to create my puff for me. So right now I have 5 inches for the upper part of the sleeve, 18 inches for the puff, then 3 inches for the length of the band. Okay, I hope you understand that. So for the upper part, which is the 5 inches in length, so I'll come here. First of all, I'll put in say about 1 or 1.5 inch. I'll be using to close up the edge of the sleeve. Remember, the top part of the sleeve, I will hem it to close up the edges. So I'll use like 1 inches or 1.5 inches for that. Let's say I use 1.5 inch to close that up. So here, I'll first of all mark the 1.5 inch. So here is going to be my starting up point. So from here now, I'll put in my calf side measurement, which is usually calculated by bust measurement divided by 12 plus 0.5 inch. Okay, but for an average woman, I usually use work with 4. So I've marked that here. Okay, so at this my starting up line now, I'll mark say about 4.5 inches. I'll be using for my shoulder, which I will make it 5. If I need to trim out the excesses, I will do that. I will use 5 inches as well. Okay, so I will come here and put in the chest line. The chest line, armhole line is 9 inches actually. Okay, so I'll just take it from here and create a curve. So this is it for my off shoulder effect. So remember we said 5 inches, right? So from here to here, we already have our 5 inches now. But of course, I'll be adding allowance I will use to join it at the lower part, which is the puff part. So I'll just add an extra half of an inch to that as well. I'll just add an extra half of an inch. So that will be it. Okay. So from here, I will take note of the round sleeve measurement on this part, which is 13. And 13 divided by 2, I have 6.5. So I'll be adding extra 1 inch for the sewing allowance. Okay, then I'll also like to add just an extra 1 inch for ease. Okay, just to make that part to be free a little bit. So that's it. So I'm just connecting it from this point here, and here it is. Okay, so what is left now is to cut this out. So mind you, I'm cutting out for the two sleeves together. Remember I said this line is going to be the hemming part, so you might just want to notch this part so that you remember that this part is the part you're going to be folding in. Okay, I hope you see that. So I need to slit this side um, open. Okay, so this is it for the two sleeves here. So here now, I will use this part now to calculate the amount of fabric I'll be fixing in for my puff. Okay, so if I measure here now, what I have here now is 9 inches, right, on fold. But if I slit it open, of course I will have 18 inches. You can see this. I'm going to be having 18 inches. Okay, so the puff part now, because I really want the puff to really come out well. When you are creating a gathers or something, you multiply from like 2.5 inches or 2 inches, 2.5, 3 inches, multiply by even 4. So what I have here is 18, right? So I'll be multiplying my 18 by say 4 inches. So if I say 18 by multiplied by 4. So I have here 72 inches, right? So I'm going to be cutting out a 72 inches in length. Okay, I hope you understand. A 72 inches in length, okay, with remembering that also the length of this popper, remember we said is 18. I hope you remember that. I'm going to be adding half inch. I'll be used to joining it to this upper part, right? Then at the lower part as well, I'm going to be joining it to the band as well, which makes it 1 inch. Half inch to join it at the upper part, half inch to join it at the lower part, which makes it 1 inch, right? Then I'll also add an extra 2 inches as well. That 2 inches there is for easiness of the puff. So because when you fix in the band, you might just want to drag it up a bit. So dragging it up, you need a space for that. That's the essence of adding that extra 2 inch. If it was going to be an elastic, I would have even added more. But because it's a straight band, there's no elastic, you might need to drag it a bit up. So you add an extra 2 inches of allowance to that. So that means what? 1 inch for joining at the upper and the lower part, 2 inch extra allowance, right? Making it 3. So at that 3 inches, I'll be added to what? The 18 inches, which makes it what? 21 inches. I hope you understand that, guys. So now what I'm going to be cutting out for my fabric will be a length of 21 inches by what? A 72 inches long strip, which is going to create a gathers to fit into this part. Okay, so mind you, if it's going to be too much, you might have to reduce it. At least between 3 to 4 inches is good to work with. So I have here this long piece cut out. Okay, so I'll be gathering it all to the upper parts of this sleeve. So I'll be gathering everything in as much as this can accumulate, and make the gathers to be very, very tiny so that it can really take in so much. Okay, yeah. So at the other end, I'll now be gathering it as well to this band. That's the band for the ankle. Okay, so this is a 3.5 inch in width. So I'll be sew up with half of an inch. So I'll be left with I'll be left with the 3 inches. Okay, so this is the band. I'll also be gathering the lower part to this band as well. So that's it, guys. So I'll just go finish it all up, okay, and I'll come back to show you how it looks. Okay, and here, guys, this skirt is ready. You can see I've joined the sides. I've also attached the zipper to it. Then I fixed a band for it as well. You can see this is looking all beautiful and ready. Then for the front piece, here is the top part. So I had to finish up the edges with a band. Okay, I had to finish up the edges. So this top is ready. All I need to do now is to place this over each other, the front and the back. So I'll just take my side measurement, okay, and that will be it. But before that, I'll attach my sleeve. And so here is the sleeve as well. You can see this, the top part of the sleeve. This is the puffy part. This is quite enormous, and this is the band. So the entire 72 inch actually went in. Okay, so it actually went in, and also on the lower part as well. So this is how it will look when you fix it. By the time I attach it now to this top part, by the time I attach it, you can see it will be looking all, puffy this way. Okay, so you can see this looking all beautiful already. So that's it, guys. Once I'm done joining the sides and fixing in the sleeve to the top, this crop top will be ready. So that brings us to the end of today's tutorial. So please, if you find this video helpful, please go ahead and like my video, share, I appreciate it a lot, okay? And if you've not subscribed as well, please do that also. Thank you so much for watching. Till I see you on the next one. Bye.